Hey guys, thanks for joining us on this special episode, and don't forget to support our Patreon. Just $1 or more will get you early access to all of our content as well as other special features. Enjoy the show! The following is a fan-based video review under fair use. The Invisible Man is owned by Universal Pictures and the H.G. Wells and James Wales estate. Please support the official release and streaming services.
Are you sure about this?
No. I just want to make sure. So, still alive.
My lord, spies have reported from the warrior's travels to Transylvania. It appears the rumors are true. Count Dracula is alive.
He might have a lead to a creature of the dead that I may have use for.
Don't worry, Master. The Dark One will retain your power and restore your rightful rule.
Let it be born from you, Countess, for you will not escape my eternal wrath!
Accessing archive. Attention viewers, BigJackFilms is unavailable at the moment due to his quest for the King's Gauntlet. But he has left a recording and substituted post for the show for you to enjoy.
Once again, fellow mortals, and welcome back to our 2023 Halloween special. And last time we went back to the silent era with the Phantom of the Opera. Now with the birth of sound bringing stars like Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff with their retrospective monsters, one was left unseen in the monster movie zeitgeist at the time, with a very respective actor wrapped in the monster's bandages. That being the 1933 special effects achievement with... No, silly. King Kong wasn't a Universal Studios monster just yet. That wouldn't happen until 1976. After a ton of legal controversy. There was another crowning achievement in special effects technology in 1933 with H.G. Wells' The Invisible Man. Based on the novel by War of the Worlds writer H.G. Wells, the story focuses on Dr. Jack Griffin, played by Claude Rains, a mysterious man whose head is completely covered in bandages, entertaining a town wanting to make a new place to live. However, the proprietors of the pub aren't used to making their house an inn during the winter months, who soon come to regret their decision of rejecting the doctor's insistence. The doctor quickly runs out of money and has grown a very violent temper. Worse still, he seems to be some kind of chemistress and has filled his room with messy chemicals, test tubes, beakers, and the like. When they try to throw him out, they make a ghastly discovery that the doctor may not physically be there at all. Meanwhile, Flora Brainley, played by, oddly enough, old Rose Dawson from Titanic, Gloria Stewart,
The woman in the picture is me.
she's a goddamn liar! Appeals to her father, played by Henry Taverns, to do something about the mysterious disappearance of Dr. Griffin, his assistant, and of course her sweetheart, while her father's other assistant, the cowardly Dr. Kempt, played by William Harrigan, is no help and wants her for himself. Little does Flora guess that the wild tales from newspapers and radio broadcasts of an invisible homicidal maniac are stories of Dr. Griffin himself, who has discovered the secret of invisibility and has gone mad in the process, becoming the title character himself. Now, out of all the Universal Studios monsters, this is the one I probably am the least interested in. However, I can't deny that this movie and its monster fit right in with the Universal horror family. Yeah, these guys were the original Addams Family. And with that said, its iconic monster in The Invisible Man and the actor who portrays him are once again fantastic. Claude Rains is having the time of his life as he does in any of his movies. Most of you might know him as Prince John in The Adventures of Robin Hood, which is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Get up, sunlight.
Which ironically starred two other stars from the Universal monster movies, with Basil Rathbone from Son of Frankenstein.
Is it the old legendary monster of my father's time? Or am I supposed to have whipped one up?
And Una O'Connor, who was Bessie, handmaiden to Maid Marian, which in The Invisible Man... Yeah, we'll get back to that. But back to the title character, and in this one, he delivers another great villainous performance as the Invisible Man. He's just having a ball trolling all the town civilians and delivering some great lines, both with a Shakespearean vibe and from the words of H.G. Wells' novel.
Power to make multitudes run, squealing in terror at the touch of my little invisible finger. Even the moon's frightened of me.
And on top of that, the special effects in this film are astonishing for 1933, the same year as King Kong. To this day, I don't know how the hell they did it. And this is before digital compositing and even blue screen elements. It did somewhat exist back in 1933, but it wasn't that common.
Here we go gathering nuts in May, nuts in May, nuts in May. Here we go gathering nuts in May on a cold and frosty morning. Whoops!
God damn it, Claude, you're too much. After this film, Claude Rains would later star as the Wolfman's father and the Phantom of the Opera in the remake. Also, in this film, I can't help but feel that the Invisible Man was a predecessor prototype to the likes of the Riddler in the Batman comics. The way that he jokes with poetic enigmas and kills people is very much in the vein of a classic Batman villain. I don't know, maybe Bob Kane got inspiration from this movie. It wouldn't be the first time, given Bob Kane was also inspired to create the Joker from the Universal silent film The Man Who Laughs, among other films like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde for the creation of Two-Face, and The Bat, along with the Mark of Zorro, being the influences to create Batman. But we got way off track. Don't worry, we'll come back to Gotham City sometime down the road. Let's head back to The Invisible Man. The rest of the cast is much like early films of the 1930s. Okay to just bland and pretty forgettable, but at times makes up for it with a few bits of comedy.
Jaffet, what do you think?
He's invisible. That's what's the matter with him.
Many have stated this to be the funniest of the Universal Studios monster movies, and rightfully so, because many scenes in this movie are downright hilarious. Whoops. The only scenes I have a bit of a problem with, like everyone else has pointed out, is actress Una O'Connell just constantly screaming. It's so goddamn annoying! Did okay for the time, but the character's enduring popularity of course spawned many sequels and several in-jokes at Universal Studios theme parks.
And look to your left, everybody, you don't want to miss him. Look to your left, the Invisible Man. I'm just playing.
That joke was heinous. Bella, take it away.
Fuck you!
The Invisible Man was also adapted countless times in the last 90 years, but it was never really remade in title but in concept alone. One of my personal favorites being Hollow Man starring Kevin Bacon in the title role. He's so much more sinister in this film than the original, and the effects in this day, while CGI, are still pretty damn good. I'd actually highly recommend this movie because it's kind of forgotten about today. It also has a really cool invisible gorilla effect, which I think is pretty awesome. Finally, the most recent adaptation was the title remake by Universal in 2020, produced by the cheap but successful horror studio Blumhouse. Originally pitched as part of the failed Dark universe after The Mummy flopped, and with Johnny Depp originally set to play the character, the remake switched gears into a more modern, cheap take, using psychological horror elements seen in more recent scary flicks, but surprisingly is a decent time, and I would recommend it more than the Tom Cruise Mummy remake. It goes to show that despite not many using the title of The Invisible Man, while the least common of the monsters is an icon without being seen. And to that end, there's not much to say. The original is still a classic and a must for Universal Monster viewers. The acting is spectacular, the comedy is hilarious, and the special effects do a bang-up job. It's one of the few Universal Monster movies I can recommend not just to adults, but to kids too, in introducing them to the genre and classic films in general, coming in at an enlightening 9.3 out of 10, another stellar. So, check it out and enjoy the entertainment before it disappears on ya.
The Invisible Man!
And with two monsters down, it's time to switch gears, as next time we return to the castles of Dr. Frankenstein. So stay tuned to the surprising bewetted sequel to the Boris Karloff classic, Bride of Frankenstein.
Did you enjoy yourself returning to the mortal world?
My lord, I come to give you mercy. It's your mercy.
Renfeild, while I rest, you left your domain. Don't try to deny it. Renfeild, you are still and forever my slave. I could slice you piece by piece. Would you like to enjoy some punishment for your little escapade?
Please! My lord! I pray I will never leave again! I pray you something! I swear! The Prince of Darkness, my lord. My master. I found him! He is in a castle in Paris below the mountainside. When I heard you were seeking him out, I made it my task to find him in the hope that you can restore his power. I swear!
This will be your last chance. I resent your self-choices, my pet. But for once, it was of use to me. I will speak with your master to ensure an offer. He would thirst